Hey, Coach, just wanted to get your initial thoughts on this matchup with Portland. They're obviously coming off of a tough midweek match. A lot of players of their first team played a lot of minutes. So, number one, what kind of rotation are you expecting from them, and what's been the messaging to the team?
The messaging, Mickey, is I don't care. They played Champions League hangover, whatever it is. I've been messaging that this actually could be the best thing for Portland because they're coming back into league play. And who do they get first? Well, it's their arch rivals. They're going to have fans in the building. They're going to get pumped up. They can push past with a good victory against the Sounders. I mean, there's so many storylines for Gio to latch onto to get his team motivated. Mine has been one of warning. Yeah, we've played well the first 3 games, but this is a tough week. Starts with a rivalry game. You know, some of these games, look, there have been some good games over the years, soccer games, soccer wise, all of that, but there's been some, slugfest, alley fights as well. So we're preparing for either one. We are not going to sit back. We are going to press high. We're going to try and take the game to them. We're going to treat it like a normal home game for us.
Guys, we'll turn it over to you from here. So if you have a question, don't hesitate to fire one out.
Hey, Coach. Like you said, this is a rivalry game. It's a huge week always. You don't have to remind your team of that. What do you think you can take into this game that you did so well in the last game against LA that, to see if you could come out with 3 points?
Well, what we've been doing well is some of our attacking movements. I mean, our attacking movements have been pretty good. I think we've unlocked some people on our roster. I think Alex has benefited, Brad's benefited, Christian has benefited, Raul's benefited. So that's what we've done well. We're going to try and continue that, as well as, plan for Eboisi came on. Are they going to play with 2 forwards? What's Valeri's status? They usually are a team that defends well and catches you in transition. So how is our active defending going to be? I mean, we want to keep putting the ball in the back of the net, but we also want to make sure we clean up our defending.
Hey, Brian, I just wanted to ask real quick, how confident does it make you that every single adjustment or new move that you've made in your formations, whether it's to put Kellen Rowe central and you put Gaymar in the defense, they didn't lose a beat. I mean, how much confidence does that give you going into this game that regardless of what you may have to shift, the strategy and the identities can continue to stay the same for this upcoming game?
Well, that's all credit to the players because they have bought into the system. It's credit to the coaching staff, Brecky, Gonzo, Jimmy, Tommy. They've done a good job actually doing the nuts and bolts of making sure that the guys understand the new roles and responsibilities. So, for me, yeah, it's great. It's great to have a little bit of notoriety, but I check myself as well. I check the coaches. I'm trying to check the players. It's only 3 games. So it's a long season. I'm sure there'll be games, Nico, when you question my lineups and you question my tactics. It's a long season.
Well, that's a given. But you've been doing well, though.
Well, thank you for the compliment.
Hey, Coach, wondering if you have any update on Josh Atencio and the knock that he took last week and if he's any better.
Not going to play against Portland day to day, but again, I'm not gonna sit there and tell you that he's anywhere ready for San Jose. We'll just take it as it goes.
And hello, Portland has the opportunity to kind of get a little bit of a sneak peek of your new formation in the preseason. How far along are you than that? Or, yeah, I mean, do you foresee them being able to benefit at all from that?
No, that was a long time ago, Jada. They watched film on us of our first 3 games. We've watched film of them. We obviously saw them against Club America. I doubt that preseason game really has much value anymore. You know, at least we're not placing any value on it. I don't know if Gio does, but we certainly don't.
Hey, Brian, going back to the players, and I'm not saying this wasn't there, but in terms of competition, from over here, it seems like the players have really bought into the competition in terms of getting better, holding each other accountable, and following the coach's decisions and executing. And that's why you're undefeated. Can you talk about that?
Maz, the only way I can answer that really is just look, I mean, it's still earlier in the year. I mean, normally when coaches have the challenges of keeping guys on board and what's the messaging for players, 14 through 22 or whatever, it's the latter part of the year when you kind of know which 13, 15 players are going to get most of the minutes. I mean, it's still early. So that's just reality. The young guys have come in, they're hungry. You somebody brought up Josh. I mean, that's the perfect example. I mean, he'll be hungry throughout the year. Danny Leva, who's in a little bit of competition with Josh, you'll see that going on all year long. But yeah, there is competition. It's still early. Everybody is, listening to the messaging where we need everybody. We got a little break in June, but come August, September, October, that message, Maz, is going to be the same. I will need everybody, so you got to pitch in.
And then just going back to your somewhat opening statement, the balance of, hey, we're playing a rivalry, don't back down, but stay focused in terms of what we're trying to accomplish. Like you said, these games have gone either way, slugfest, and they'd be technical, amazing games. How do you balance that message?
Well, the message is last year they came up and, okay, look, we beat them when we came back from, or when all of us came back from MLS's back tournament, but then they kind of had our number a little bit. We had a draw down. I think we had a draw down in Portland. I think we had a semi-good result down there. Or maybe we lost 1-0, but the message is it is a rival. And, I don't care if it's early or late or whatever, it's still a rival. We still need 3 points. Nothing's been settled yet. I mean, for us, it's another early season contest, and it starts off a brutal week against 3 quality opponents.
Coach, can you give a report as far as Nico? How did he respond to getting his first minutes, and do you foresee
Good.
Do you foresee him being able to be in the starting lineup?
Say that again.
Do you foresee him being able to be in the starting lineup Sunday?
Well, Jada, I can't give away any secrets now. You know better than that. I cannot, I can't give that away. Gio's going to watch my press conference with my grandkids. Can't give that away.
Hey, Coach, when we talk about playing down in Portland, you guys are going to be actually seeing fans down at Providence Park for the first time since 2019. How can you guys use that to your advantage and kind of feed off of the anti-Sounder crowd down there on Sunday?
And I don't know, Jackson. I haven't used that one in a long time. I think the motivation exists just between the players and the coaching staffs, maybe the owners. Maybe there's a little bit there you guys can write about. But really, the fan, credit to the Timbers Army, credit to the people down in Portland. It is a really good atmosphere. But it's just as good, if not better, at our place when we have, double the amount of people. It's the same sort of passion for the home team. We're just bigger and better. But, it will be a good atmosphere down there.
Coach, you said earlier that you wanted to see the defense being cleaned up, but I wanted to point out the continued excellence of Nuhu, who had another terrific game against the Galaxy. You could argue maybe he's been the best defender in the league so far this year. What do you think has made him so effective, especially transitioning to the new formation?
Yeah, John, I'm going to pump the brakes on that one because Nuhu watches press and he watches his press clipping, so I hope he's listening. he is a tremendous young player, a tremendous athlete. That position, I mean, you guys want to talk about, some of the narrative is Alex Roldan and Brad Smith, and I've talked about Christian, but the narrative is in full view for all of you, for all of us, that this, in three center back formation, the left side center back is perfect for Nuhu. So that's what you're seeing. You're seeing a tremendous athlete who can chase things down, who's aggressive, who's good in the air, all of the things that Nuhu does very well. Those are some of the positional profile, things that, that position demands.
Brian, just wanted to talk a little bit about Christian Roldan and the impact he's had. I mean, being an internal center midfielder under this formation, he just has transitioned wonderfully. He just looked phenomenal. You talk about what he's brought, this year. I mean, he always does it, but under this formation, how he's fit.
Yeah, well, he's got big holes to fill with, playing in that number 10 position where we'd probably put start Nico. And he's done well. But again, Nico, that it suits Christian's personality. I mean, Christian has always been pretty good. Even when I played him at right wing and people didn't think he was a right winger, well, he wasn't playing right wing. He wasn't a prototypical guy who takes people on. He would move into the pocket with the right timing, be able to turn, and then if someone wider than Christian got the ball, he was able to attack the prime assist zone. You saw, I think it was last year against the Galaxy away, where he ran from a deeper position. I think JP put him in over the top and he chipped the goalkeeper. I mean, that's a pretty good position for Christian's strength as well.
And talking about tactics without giving me, of course, any secrets, how much out of what you perhaps saw in this America Timbers game and how they perhaps weren't pressing as much from the wingers and the way their center backs set up, can you take for this upcoming game?
Well, I think Gio's been pretty true to himself, pretty true to his team. I mean, they don't really press higher up the field unless they have to, unless they're behind. I mean, they love to sit in a mid block, start, if we push them back, okay, great. But they love to wait for the turnover, the sloppy pass, the giveaway, and then they beat you in transition. If you look at Asprilla, I mean, that's perfect for him. Obviously, Blanco's not, he's still injured, but, that's what he used to do. Valeri's always good about staying in the soft spots, and that's usually their first pass. When they play forward to start the transition is Valeri. I mean, that's just the way their team sets up. And what I saw against America was Portland.
Coach, Will Bruin this year, he doesn't have a shot on goal, but he does have 2 assists, and he seems to have been, or he doesn't have a shot, but he's got 2 assists. He's been pretty important, seemingly in the buildup. How much of that is an actual role change, and how much of that is him just kind of adapting to kind of what's around him?
It's not a role change because I haven't told him not to shoot, Jeremiah. I actually want him to, shoot on goal, but a lot of that is just, again, working out the bugs. I mean, look, he started with Freddie for the majority of preseason, and then Raul came in and I plugged him in with Raul, a little different, a little bit in different styles. Freddie likes to drop into the pocket, whereas Raul likes to stay high. So now we have 2 number 9s, two number 9s on the field. So there's just some growing pains there, I think, Jeremiah. But his importance to, the assist on the second goal to get us past Minnesota. Obviously, the secondary assist to Brad Smith on the first goal against the Galaxy. I mean, he's contributed in a lot of different ways.
Guys, before we transition over to Steph Fry, are there any other questions for Brian? Final questions.
Sure, real quickly. Coach, do you see Nico Lodeiro being as ball dominant in this formation as he has been in years past? I think he tends to lead the league in touches.
Yeah, that's just by nature. I mean, he loves getting on the ball. He loves touches on the ball. I don't see why he can't continue to do what he's done so well over the years. He's a big part of our attacking movements, our attacking flow. Some of the touches are set pieces, stuff like that. He'll take the set pieces. So I don't expect that to change.
Thanks.
I have one as well. Just to end it, Brian, I do want to get your take on this, although it's not related necessarily to the Sounders, but obviously only one MLS team left in CONCACAF Champions League. What's hindering the league from having more success? Is it just the salary cap and the fact that these Mexican teams have this omega salaries to get players, or is it the calendar? Like, in your perspective, what continues to be the issue?
Well, I'd like to talk about Steph Fry, who I know is listening, and Steph has done a really great job of, being a Iron Man in between the goal and doing great things, helping us win 2 championships. And he's been great, Nico. That's how I'd answer that question.
Okay.
Appreciate that, Coach.
It's all good, Steph. Thanks for jumping on with these guys. They're tired of listening to me anyway.